when you're moving from place to place, place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. As we continue to give God thanks for life, I am Julian Skeet.
And I am Maria Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning to you, Tobago. Good morning, Trinidad. Those of you in the Caribbean and those of you viewing us on the live, good Friday morning to you, Julian.
Yes, good morning.
It's
Ray.
the
Good morning.
end of the week. Good morning.
Yes.
It's the end of the week.
It's that kind of day. It's that
That's
kind of
right.
day that we look forward to. I think most of Trinidad and Tobago and the world at large looks forward to a Friday, because you get the opportunity to be extremely productive, to wrap up an entirely an awesome, great week and head straight on into the celebration of a beautiful weekend, family time, rest and relaxation, out with the boys, out with the girls, having a good time.
Julian, that should be our modus operandi every day, every single day, not just on a Friday, but we
Yes.
should give our best every single day.
Yes, yes, but I am not necessarily hoping for a Friday best on a Monday and Tuesday. Let's keep that to Friday. But yes, I agree with you in principle that we should be giving our very best each and every day, each and every day, each and every day indeed. All right, Ria, what's been happening? What's been happening in our Tobago space?
Well, we've got Blue Food Festival coming up. But even more than that, the Tobago band leaders are upset about Tobago Carnival, indicating that it's more about fetting and no brand. Of course, we'd like to get a little bit know a little bit more about that, but that's not on the program today. What I noticed that I have been seeing as it pertains to a lot of the bands that have been offering themselves out there is a lot of feathers, strings, little or no coverage, and you ask yourself, what is Tobago's Carnival about this time around? Because almost as though the creativity is non-existent. I am not, as you know, I'm not into Carnival, but at the same time, one can appreciate the creativity in the art form. One can appreciate the colors. We're not seeing that this time around. Every outfit, every costume seems to be almost the same. Little or no coverage and feathers.
Well, I want to suspect that that's what people are prepared to pay for.
And the prices are pretty high.
As you said, you would like to see probably a little more creativity and so on. I saw the same concerns being raised by the band leaders. But I'm very interested to see, this drastic variation in creativity. I mean, I have looked at and seen, the mass in and around, and I'm very... Something that's striking me as odd, the indication that this appears to be a fetting, carnival and so, and the intent to be different. Mm-hmm. But I'm questioning it in the context of there is the key weekend, which is that last period in October.
Right.
And then there are private entities that seek to build out what is the entire month. With events and activities. Is it that we're expecting that these private entities would host, alternatives to all-inclusives, events and fetes and so on that make up the season? I don't know. To suggest that the carnival is about fetting is almost to see as if the THA is hosting these fetes and events in the lineup. I don't know that you can change that, because ultimately when you set a carnival date...
But it is part of it.
Correct. When you set a carnival date and a period. So I could understand if the argument has to do with that period being hosted and fully funded by the Tobago House of Assembly, that we can do more in relation to the mass and so on. And I think I saw a valid point in wanting competition with the mass and that element and so on. But outside of that, I think it is natural for private promoters to look for an opportunity to get involved in the carnival.
Get a piece of the pie.
Correct, and to use it as part of their... Because if you're anything like me, I am into fetes and so on for the carnival season. I'm into soca. I love soca.
Yes.
Right? I may not play mass, but that's just me.
Right.
And then you have those that are into the soca and into the mass playing as well. So it's a blend and it's a mix. But as we say, we'll see how the weekend pans out. I suspect a lot of the challenges come from the fact that there was the ultimate hope that there would be more competitive elements. Because you're already putting out so much, and you would want to know that I at least have an opportunity to be able to retain something. So even if not this time around, we're hoping that this kind of feedback after the execution of this carnival Carnival, we will see how it grows and how it develops into the product that we're looking for, given that this is the first day happening in November. In October, sorry.
In October.
At the end of October, or Tobago Carnival. All right, viewers, we head on over to news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Julian and Ria. I am Candice Jackson, and here is your news in 90 seconds for Friday, 14th October 2022. The Innovative Democratic Alliance wants the Tobago House of Assembly to urgently treat the rising crime situation. While the IDA acknowledges that the THA does not have direct control over national security, it believes some action can still be taken. The party called on the THA to lobby the national security arms and collaborate closely before the crime situation gets out of control. With Carnival fast approaching, the IDA wants the THA to develop a strategy to ensure safety during the festivities. Tobago has recorded 8 murders for the year and is also experiencing a rise in gun-related offences. On to some other news, 4 more areas were commissioned at the Roxborough Hospital. Secretary of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, Dr. Faith B. Israel, stated that new services bring them closer to establishing a 24-hour hospital in Roxborough. The new services are an inpatient pharmacy and pharmacy services, alcohol bond, which is an area to store all flammable liquids, an oxygen concentrator, and the mortuary. With the availability of these services, the Roxborough Hospital can now offer inpatient services. In April, the division began rolling out hospital services at the newly constructed facility. And now, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley accused the THA of discriminating against Tobago contractors for projects on the island. It is a view shared by the Tobago Council of the PNM. Speaking at a constituency meeting in Diego Martin, Dr. Rowley said there was preferential treatment for Trinidad contractors over the Tobago counterparts. He added that the THA got a $300 million allocation from the national budget for development. They gave it all away to Trinidadian contractors. Rowley also urged supporters to be wary of the decision they make at the polls in any election, particularly with the PNM's upcoming internal elections, where he will be vying for a 3rd term as political leader. Using the PDP as an example, Dr. Rowley said after winning 14 seats in the THA elections, the party descended into confusion. And that was the news in 90 seconds. It was back to you, Julian and Ria.
Thank you there, Candice.
Thank you very much, Candice, there, for bringing us the news. And the developments continue to flow, Ria. It continues to flow indeed. All right, at this point, Ria, we're heading on into our birthday celebrations this morning.
Right.
And we got a lineup for the birthday celebrations this morning. Who do we get started with? The lovely lady on screen is Rhonda Bishop. And we want to wish Rhonda Bishop a very happy birthday. And God's continued blessings going out to you from the Tobago Updates family.
All right, and we've got Dr. Delman Baker here celebrating his birthday. Dr. Baker, happy birthday going out to you from the Tobago Updates family.
Star extraordinaire. We have on screen with us Keelan Whitlock. Today is your day, and you know he's usually very much involved in the industry, creating an experience, creating a space, creating all those things for persons. And we really trust that you have an enjoyable birthday celebration today, Keelan
Happy birthday,
Whitlock.
Keelan. We've got Julian Celestine, man out of the East. Happy birthday going out to you this morning, Julian. Have a great day.
Birthday blessings, Julian Celestine. All right, my very good colleague here out of Scarborough Secondary, Ricardo Alfred, a current chair for the board down at TicoSoft down there. We want to wish you a happy birthday. Tadco board, we want to wish you a happy birthday going out to you. We also have birthday celebrations. My very good friend through Rotaract and Rotary over the years, Candice Gudan, and wishing Candy, as we call her, a happy birthday and God's continued blessings. Yes, Ria, so really a lineup of birthdays there. We want to take this opportunity to wish a happy birthday to all persons celebrating and to thank you for choosing the Tobago Updates morning show. Viewers, at this point, we prepare to head on out to break, and we want to remind you, those of you joining us on social media and on the live, this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. This morning we are talking about the Blue Food Festival 2022, and we are super excited to have on set with us this morning the event project coordinator of the Tobago Festivals Commission, Mr. Dexter Trim, as we focus on the Tobago Blue Food Festival. It's on. Dexter, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Ria, and good morning to Tobago and wherever else Tobago Updates is being seen.
It's good to have you on the program with us this morning. I noticed you're in your Tobago Blue Food Festival jersey this morning, so it's back on. Just to catch up a little bit here, when was the last time that there was a face-to-face Blue Food festival?
Right. Well, in the original format, that would have been 2019, right. And 2020 we had to adapt. Of course, we did virtual activities, and in 2021 we sort of did a virtual and live.
Small scale.
Yeah, because we had people going through the individual villages. Now, right. Blue Food comprises 3 villages, Lansamy, Bloody Bay, and Palo Tuvia. So, in the normal setting, we'd have one location, but for 2020, we had it in all 3 communities.
Right,
yeah.
So persons stayed where they were?
Yes, the community cooks, they
right.
were able to pitch tents in front of their homes or in locations in the community, and people were able to drive through all 3 of the villages if they wished and partake of whatever was on offer.
I guess Tobago found a way of getting it done.
We did. You had to adapt.
Yeah.
And that was one way, and it was pretty successful. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So how excited are you now to have to return to what we knew?
Well, returning is the thing to do, of course, because everybody now comes to one location. They come for the food, the entertainment, the craft, and whatever else is on offer. And for Blue Food 2022, there's going to be a lot that people would be happy that we are back in the normal setting at Bloody Bay Recreation Grounds. What
can we expect? Because it's happening on Sunday. Mm-hmm. What can we expect?
Sunday the 16th, 10 o'clock, and it goes until about 7. Mm-hmm. The food, of course, Blue Food. The adaptation of the dasheen into so many different things that you can think of. For some people, it's the wild meat. The season is open, and they can enjoy that. There's the bar, of course, the drinks. There's the entertainment, and we've got a battery of entertainers lined up for you, from people from within the community. We've got young people. We've got stalwarts in the business. To name a few, we've got people like Sean Winchester. We've got Ronnie McIntosh, Second Star, Johnny King, Prince Unique. We've got Cats and Jammers Steel Orchestra. And we've got people from the community such as Aaron King and Dijon Thole and Little Dashe Soul also. And of course, I can't forget Adana. She is also in. So as you can see, it's a wide variety of entertainers, lots on offer. People won't be disappointed.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about the location. Mm-hmm. Tell us about the location. Now, I was there, I think, a few years back, and I know there was. It seems as though every Blue Food Festival, every Blue Food Day, there's rain, and then there's mud, and you know. What is the place
I suppose you cannot escape a little bit of rain after all. The festival
like how you said,
is being held in the rainforest. So you would get a little bit. There are some years when you do get, a little more than others, you know, and I seem to think I've been thinking like every 4 years that happens. This year we probably are due for that, but based on the amount we've had last week, I'm hoping and thinking that things are going to be a little better this weekend. I know they're called for scattered showers, so we hope it's really scattered and it doesn't affect anything. But you know, the thing is, Blue Fooders, people who have been to Blue Food, they're accustomed to the rain. They expect it and they're prepared for it. Yes.
But not those who are
visiting.
visiting.
The rain never stops the party. Well, they're also intrigued because if you see other people enjoying themselves in the rain and so on, you know, you tend to want to do the same. So what I can advise people is to be prepared for anything. Walk with your umbrella, walk with proper footwear and that sort of thing. But apart from that, though, we have done a lot of work on the site to prevent the situation that you may have had years ago with the mud. As a matter of fact, there are 2 locations, the field, the recreation ground, and opposite, and the Division of Infrastructure and so on, and thanks to them, the administrator, the secretary, and everyone, of putting a lot of work on preparing the site to ensure that we have the best experience that you can have as a patron.
All right, so tell us about the shuttle service, because I know the persons who will be visiting for the first time want to probably drive their cars all the way down to have that type of accessibility.
Right.
What is in place for drivers, patrons?
All right, so because of course you know the area, if you know the area, you have narrow roads and so on. So we can't have everybody going in because that will create chaos and you know,
I've seen that
interferes with the experience. So what we try to do is to arrange shuttles. We have it in 2 locations. The Bloody Bay Lookout, if you're coming from the northeast, coming through the Roxborough, the rainforest area, and that's at the Bloody Bay Lookout. And if you're coming from the west, the Palatuvier Main Road, and the signs are there, the police are going to be there, so you're going to know where exactly you can park, and of course we're going to provide the shuttle to take you into the venue. And that's continuous. It's not a time thing. It's continuous. People are there. We pick you up, we drop you, we come back, we pick up the others, and we drop you, and so on.
And when you're ready to leave?
And when you're ready to leave, the same thing happens. Of course, when you're ready to leave, everybody wants to go at the same time. So you're just asking, you know, that it takes time to go and come.
That's right.
So be prepared to wait, whether it's a 15 or 20 minutes or so to get the next shuttle, right? We want no parking in the immediate vicinity, because that also creates congestion, you know, for the shuttle, and it also delays the speed at which they can operate to ensure that people get out on time.
All right, now I'm hearing about 2 types of shuttle service. One directly from Scarborough. Give us, you tell us.
So that's a paid, that's a private initiative actually, undertaken by Mr. Washington, and the cost is $125 return. And he's going to offer a complimentary drink at least to the patrons. One leaves at 10 one leaves at 10 and the other at 11:30. They're both from the market car park opposite Victor E. Bruce Financial Complex, right? And he is going to take you and bring you back. So you have nothing to worry about whether the road is narrow, whether it's hilly, or whether you can go out and enjoy yourself with a little spirits and have to drive back home. You don't have to worry about that. He's going to take good care of you.
I love how you say that. Yeah. That one is definitely for Julian. Let's talk a little bit here in terms of is there a fee attached?
No.
Because persons are asking, is there a fee? When you get there, is there an entrance fee to the facility?
Absolutely free. Absolutely free. But we encourage you to walk with a little funds so that you can patronize
a little, I think, walk with a lot of funds, because when you get there, you would want to sample
of course,
everything.
Yes, and that's the idea. You should try to get a taste of as much as you can. That's the food, the drink, the wines. Apart from that, there's the craft and so on. So, you know, I would encourage people to patronize the villagers, the people in the community and so on. And just as an aside, apart from all those things, I want people to know also that we've got a zoo. The Corbin Wildlife people, they would be there, so they've got the different animals and so on, so bring along the kids. They can have, that's part of the fun. There's a bouncy castle for them. So we try to take care of everybody.
All right, a little something for everyone. Now there's a perception that if it's starting at 10 o'clock, you don't go there too early. You don't get there too early. You know, go for 12. But I feel as though persons would be missing out a lot.
Well, you know, some people, they prefer to going late and so on. But there are others who come sometimes at 10 o'clock they're already there. They're going early. They want to avoid any hassle that they think they may be. And as you said, all the other things apart from the food and so on, there is that other side on the field that we have the craft and the jewelry, the personal products, the zoo. So there are things to do before the entertainment and stuff starts a little later in the afternoon.
All right. Well, we're certainly looking forward to that, and it's coming up on Sunday.
Sunday the 16th, Bloody Bay Recreation Ground, 10 o'clock until about 7.
All right. So for those persons who are driving in, where would they have to park to access the shuttle service?
Right. So at the Bloody Bay Lookout, along the road, at the lookout, arrangements are made there. The police are going to be there also. They're going to be directing where they're parking, how you park, and so on. And of course, the shuttle is going to pick you up and take you in.
All right. Okay, well, thank you so much again, Dexter, for being on the program with us this morning.
Thank you very much for having me. And of course, I want to encourage all of Tobago and all the visitors who may be in Tobago to ensure that Bloody Bay Recreation Ground is a place you're going to be on Sunday the 16th.
That's right. And Tobago Updates should be there. Tobago Updates should be there to bring you some coverage of the this year's Blue Food Festival. So viewers, lots more coming up on the program. So remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Are you ready? On Sunday 23rd October at the Dwight York Stadium, featuring a man who understands the assignment.
Attention, Jesus, I get sick of it.
The Ladies' Choice.
Girl, you got the body of a goddess. Some girl attack, tell them, say them happy.
Jamaica's hitmaker.
I tell us, me now worry about nothing. As long as me got life.
DJ.
Me get out the road, so she want love the woman of me yard.
Sunday, October 23rd, 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. at the Dwight York Stadium is water, paint, foam, powder, coolers, and bikinis. And breakfast in the biggest Tobago and Tobago Carnival. Soca Jam. Soca Jam.
I'm Roxanne Hepburn, the Managing Director of La Marche Parfait d'Espa. And now guess what? We're in Tobago and we are so excited to serve Tobago. La Marche Parfait d'Espa Tobago will be open to the public from Monday the 5th. Some of the services that you can access will be infrared body steam, spa parties, body treatments, massages, pedicures, manicures, waxing, carbiation, radio, and lipo-slimming and cellulite wrap treatment. We are located at number 1 Main Road, Barrington's Court, Bonaccord Village.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers. It's 7:27 a.m. and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. Viewers, in this segment, we are chatting and we're speaking. Earlier on in the week, I spoke about this activity that I had the opportunity to attend over the course of the weekend, and yes, the ladies are here, literally. The ladies are here with us this morning. AFET, the Association of Female Executives of Trinidad and Tobago, and we're speaking about the AFET launch, the Tobago launch, which took place over the course of the weekend. In studio with us, we have Afisha McCain, Membership Director of AFET, Unika Maz, President and Founder of Women of Substance, and online we have with us Dixian Dixon, President of the Association of Female Executives of Trinidad and Tobago, and Melina Simon O'Neill, President-elect of the Association of Female Executives of Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, and welcome.
Good morning, Julian. Thanks for having us.
All right, so as we get started this morning, I'm not hearing just yet. Do we have Dixian and Melina online? Yeah. Morning to you. All right. So while we wait to get them in on the connection there this morning, we want to start the conversation. And let me put Membership Director on the spot immediately. Tell us a little bit about the AFET. What's the association about? The Association of Female Executives of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, so AFET is really an organization started in 2002. And it was founded to really give women a platform to give back and to become the agents of change that we want to see in our society. So we've pretty much built on three main pillars, that of women development, empowerment and advancement. We also are very big on community outreach and service, and we also contribute significantly to advocacy. How do we use our voice and our platform to advocate for children and women's rights in Trinidad and Tobago?
All right. And tell us a little bit more specifically in relation to membership in this organization, because the understanding clearly is that this is obviously members-based, where you decide and you volunteer to give back within the organization. So tell us a little bit about the membership within the organization.
Okay, so because we are a non-profit organization, we really try to build a very strong network of professional businesswomen who can offer their time, their talents, their expertise to contribute to the main objectives of AFET. So one of the things that we offer, and I don't know if I'm probably jumping the gun, one of the things that we do offer to our membership is because we're so big on women empowerment and advancement, there's a lot of different training and development opportunities available in the space. We actually have monthly training where we focus not just on your professional development, but also on your personal development, and we saw the benefits of that, especially during COVID, where we gave persons the wherewithal to be able to cope with the socioeconomic impact of COVID. So we have those training and development opportunities, and we also, because it's such a strong network of women, we have easily over 300 women over the years that have been part of AFET. You also become a part of our skills bank. So once you have a particular skill or talent and we're looking for that talent, we normally do that from looking at the network and putting those persons forward for opportunities. Again, I said one of our arms is community service and outreach. So when I talk about being a change agent, too often we sit on the sidelines just observing when we can actually make meaningful contributions to society. So when it comes to creating opportunities and giving the kind of support to vulnerable persons in our society, to those who are less fortunate, and even mentoring that next generation of productive and contributing citizens, we provide mentorship opportunities for our membership. And we also, last but not least, make sure that women have a voice and a seat at the table when it comes to policy and decision making with regards to advocacy. When you talk about gender-based violence that Ms. Mars is so big on, when you talk about social injustices and even inequalities in the workplace, we ensure that as a member you are part of that conversation and can make a meaningful contribution to policy and direction with organizations and the government. So it's really an all-inclusive type of experience where you're really making the kind of contributions you need to make to advance and empower women in Trinidad and Tobago. All right.
At this point, let's engage as well. We should have online with us President Dixian Dixon and the President-elect Melina Simon O'Neill. Morning to you and welcome.
Good morning. Y'all are hearing me? Good morning. Good morning.
All right, good. So we
With
so
that.
we hearing you all at this point. So let's get started. President Dixian O'Neill, as we continue, and your membership director has been doing very well to get us going here with the information as we sorted out some of the technical difficulties. You are charged with the responsibility as president of the Association of Female Executives of Trinidad and Tobago. What would you identify as your major or main mandate in this year of service?
Well, we came in basically, this board came in during the pandemic. So it was really, really, really a challenging time for members, for the board, for everybody. So the focus really was to ensure that persons, we took a personal approach to ensure that our members kept afloat, ensure that our members' businesses, we had certain workshops that would get to recovery, geared towards even mental health. So it was all about ensuring that we kept afloat, that our members recovered well, and then we extended that out to the public. So that was our focus, ensuring that the association survived, ensuring that our members kept afloat and survived, and we came out of this, stronger than before.
All right. So there would have been what I would describe most certainly as a very engaging, informative launch that took place for Tobago. President-elect Melina, give us a little insight into the launch and also the awarding of individuals, outstanding women here in the Tobago space, one whom we have the privilege of being on set with us also this morning.
Good morning, Julian, and thank you for having us. Certainly, we were quite delighted to realize a very long-standing goal of AFET, that is establishing and launching formally in Tobago last Saturday. And we, of course, were honored to have you present as we, marked and celebrated that milestone. The president and past boards as well would have, felt strongly that if we are a national organization, then we must have a presence in Tobago to call ourselves truly national. And so the launch really set off a series of planned interventions that we have for Tobago, ensuring that our members here on the island can equally benefit as our sisters in Trinidad. And we thought that if we should, really launch in Tobago, we must recognize those women who are already doing great things in the space, right? Women who are using their voice and their platforms to empower other women. And so we selected 7 of Tobago's, finest women who, as I said, continue to give back, to use their organization to advance the cause of women in the various spheres. So we honored persons like Onika Mars, who is sitting in studio, for her continued advocacy in the area of gender-based violence. We would have honored Abeni King, Abeni Taylor,
Right.
a well-known educator who continues to bring a different level of excitement to the field of education. Reporter Liz Williams, who have been using her platform to, do a lot of charity work and helping and supporting women who particularly need support at this time. And then there were people like Alana Allen of the Mountain George Youth Club, an educator herself, but she has been working in the field of youth development. Khadija Ali Samoon, again, another advocate for youths on the island. And these are things that AFET are really passionate about. And we had 2 awardees who just could not attend because of previous engagement, but we still want to recognize them. And they are Miss Alicia Edwards, who continue to use her platform of 8,000 strong women to continually add value to women in Tobago and beyond our shores. And finally, Tobago's icon, Dr. Eastlyn Mackenzie, Dr. Mac as we called her, for her continued advocacy in the area of education, culture, and community development. And so we thought that if we are coming into this space, we must start off by recognizing the work that is being done and has been done. And we look forward to meaningful partnership with all of these ladies and their organizations as we continue to add value in the space.
Unika Mars, you have been recognized for woman advancement and advocacy against gender-based violence, working tirelessly in the field. But ever so often you are asked to take a time out and speak and engage with us. How do you feel about the experience with being recognized and acknowledged by AFET? And what was that experience like for you?
It was humbling, and I really appreciate because of the fact that this job is a thankless job, right? And it is my passion. Everybody knows that, I'm very passionate about what I do, and it makes it easy because actually yesterday I was chatting with my sister and Asha said to me, Onika, you make this thing look so easy. So everybody feels that, Onika's job is an easy job, but it is not. Right? So to be recognized for what I do, I really, really appreciate. And as I mentioned before, I feel humbled.
Excellent. President Dixian, tell us very, very quickly, one of the things I heard you refer to and allude to over the course of the weekend, it would appear that coming with the significant focus on wanting to ensure that this Tobago launch took place, a project I understand that you would have been very passionate about. Strategically, it is also my understanding that whether strategically or timing permitted, you'd have also had a president-elect and a membership director as two persons from Tobago as part of your board of directors. Tell us a little bit about that and the workings of your board over the period in coming to this successful launch.
Well, as you said, it was strategically done because, as Melina quite rightly said, to really make the association truly national, we wanted to include, well, I should start by saying we already have members from Tobago being a part of the association. However, it's a small percentage. So we realized that a lot of work and a lot of women in Tobago are really doing great things like Unika Mars. And we really felt the need to continue to extend and expand that reach to Tobago. So the focus is a lot on, women in Trinidad and Tobago, and just to balance off the scale and to, make it even for everybody, because we all about inclusivity, we all about diversity, and to have the opportunity for these women to share that similar experience that we are doing with women in Tobago, helping them be winners, advancing them, helping them with their development. So one of our main focus for this board was to ensure that, we extended our arm and extend that reach to Tobago. So what we really want to do is increase that membership and allow the women in Tobago to share and have that similar benefit and experience that the women in Trinidad have. So that has been one of our main focus, really. And as I said, I've been working as well with Tobago, the THA, and doing a lot of development workshops, SME workshops, and I know a lot of women in Tobago are doing their own businesses as well, and we know the challenges that women have in trying to, own their own space in different areas, and we felt the need that, we are here to help. As the theme was She Rises, so AFET is here to help each woman in Tobago rise.
All right. And tell us a little bit very quickly in terms of the term of that occurs. We know we have a president-elect and we have a current president serving. For the benefit of those viewers and listeners, how does the year run for AFET?
So the year's a 2-year term. And reason why I said I was strategic in selecting Melina, especially to be the president-elect. Melina's a Tobagonian, and she'll be taking on the reins pretty soon. We have our AGM coming up in November month and early December. So Melina is soon to take over the reins, which is a 2-year term. As I just indicated, this board came in for the 2 years of the pandemic, unheard of, but we survived, we rallied together, we stayed together. So Melina will be taking off. So you have a Tobagonian will be leading the charge pretty soon as come the end of the year.
It's a good opportunity to commend you and all other leaders in service, having had a historic kind of pandemic presidency to lead an institution through. All right. And we should have some photos, and I'd ask membership director and the team to just walk us through coming from the event that took place on Saturday, highlighting some of your awardees, and we would have also had some new members pinned as well. All right. So we should have some photos coming up on screen. Right, so these were some of your new members pinned. Just give us an idea of the names, information with these ladies on screen.
Okay, so in the lovely purple here we have Risa Ali. Next to her we have Lisanne Yearwood, the young and talented Aliyah Holder. We have our president in the center there. And next to her we have Miss Janine Mark, and we also have Josanne Hackett. And those are our new members who were pinned at the ceremony. And here we just have some guests. I think these are persons from Interact and Rotaract and whatnot.
Correct.
Who would have
Rotary,
attended, yes.
In attendance.
Yes,
all right.
yes. And we can see they had a good time.
So these would have been your
Yes,
awardees.
yes.
Melina, just again remind us of the names of your awardees that would have been present here.
All right, from the left of the screen, Miss Onika Ma standing there elegantly, right, in her gown, and next to her, Miss Liz Williams, our dear president in the center. Next to her in black is Khadija Ali Samoon, and at the end, far right, Miss Abini Taylor.
All right, so we continue. We see images on screen here, persons in
Yes,
attendance
yes.
At the Tobago launch. Yes, this photo seems to have the big boys in it as well. Or should I say, the big ladies in it?
Yes, yes, yes. Well, here we have our board members along with THA representatives. So again, from left to right, we have our director, our fundraising director, Ms. Patrice Ramkaran. Next to her, we have Shulene Young, who is our finance director. Next to her, we have our secretary of AFET, who's Ms. Desiree Jack. We know our lovely Ms. Sutika Williams-Orr, our president, Ms. Dixie Ann Dixon, the first lady, Ms. Takiana Ned Augustine. We have our president-elect, Ms. Melina Simon O'Neill, our director for research and public advocacy, Ms. Simone Whittier, and myself, Afisha McCain, membership director for AFET.
Right, certainly the combination of the powerful ladies there representing the Association of Female Executives. Tell us about these young ones as well on screen.
Either Dixie or I think
President
Melina
Dixie?
will speak nicely to this, yes.
President Dixie?
So, yes,
so tell us
actually
about
these are our lovely ladies from the Reach Mentorship Program. The Reach Mentorship Program was also launched for the first time in Tobago this year, and we had about 23 ladies, young girls participating in the program, and these are the three of those who were there. I know in the extreme right, Esther Archer, and I can't remember, my apologies, the other two young ladies, but they are representative of our Reach Mentorship Program.
And let me also say, Esther is actually the daughter of Risia.
Risia,
So here
yes,
we
our
have
very own.
raising mothers
Yes.
and young girls in the same association and doing that type of, passing on the wealth of
Excellent.
information there, yeah.
All right. So as they we've had a number of the photos showcasing and highlighting the Tobago launch there. What would you want to say in closing as we continue to encourage our members? People generally feel sometimes you see Onika Mars and you see Afisha and you see President-elect Melina and President Dixian, and you think that associations like these are only for selective ladies in our society. Membership director, just please give us some clarity. Who do you cater to ultimately? And how can persons make contact?
I tell persons all the time, once you are someone who is passionate about service, once you truly believe and think you can contribute, use your skills and talents to contribute to women development and empowerment, then AFET is the organization for you. It's not necessarily you have to be what we call quote-unquote top tier. You have to be part of this elite club to be a member of AFET. I think now more than ever we need all hands on deck, and let me say it was truly a pleasure to have so many young women attending the launch. You were there. The excitement that was in the room, I want to translate into increased membership and action. How do we as a society contribute to the development and to create the space we want to see? So I encourage all professional women, all business women, anyone who truly believes in this cause, you can contact me via phone, you can send me a WhatsApp. My number is 394-0345, or you can send me an email at membership.afet, that's AFETT, @gmail.com. Again, it's 394-0345, and once you hit me a message, I will walk you through the process of how you become a member of this beautiful organization.
All right, so thank you very much again, ladies, for joining us on set, and also for those of you joining us online. We would have had on with us this morning, speaking about the AFET Tobago launch, Afisha McCain, Membership Director, Onika Mars, President and Founder of Women of Substance, one of the awardees coming out from over the weekend, President Dixian Dixon of the association, and President-elect Melina Simon O'Neill. So thank you very much, ladies, for joining us on set. The viewers, we want to thank you for continuing to choose the Tobago Updates morning show, and to remind you that this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard, I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
This is it.
Excel Spa by Haley, where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Exhale Spa by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates morning show. And this morning, our guest on set with us at this time is Mr. Christoph Cole, who is the Tobago branch manager of Cole Safety. Our focus is on Fire Safety Week 2022. Fire safety in your homes. Good morning and welcome to you, Christoph.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's really nice to have you on the program this morning. Let's start off this morning by talking about Fire Prevention Week and what it entails.
Yeah, so Fire Prevention Week, actually this is the 100th year of Fire Prevention Week. It was started by the NFPA, the National Fire Protection Association, which is out of the US, but their codes and policies have been adopted throughout the world. So it's also been adopted by the what we call the AHJ here, Authority Having Jurisdiction in Trinidad and Tobago, which is the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service. Right. So we have actually partnered with them, our company, being a safety company, we were approached with them, by them to, to just help them, spread the message of which this year is fire won't wait, plan your escape. So it's really focusing on households and household fires, because we find that that has become a lot more prevalent in the last couple of years. Households having fires, being destroyed, even losses of lives.
Yeah, unfortunately,
yes. And we've seen our fair share of that in Trinidad and Tobago. So so understandably that would be the theme for this year's Fire Safety Week, Fire Prevention Week.
All right. Christoph, would you say that fire prevention, fire safety has been a priority for homeowners throughout the Caribbean. Let's talk about if we bring it home to Trinidad and Tobago. Would you say it has been a priority for us?
Unfortunately, I would say it hasn't been as much of a priority as it should have been, or it should be, because some people, they just don't pay much attention to it. And even in some businesses, you find that people would not do things unless it's mandated by some authority, or you need to get it to
we
get
only
some...
wear masks because they say, not to protect ourselves,
exactly.
only because they say.
Yeah. So so if it is, okay, gosh, my insurance company tells me to do this for my business, okay, I'll do it then. Or if somebody tells me to do this, or if it's preventing me from getting something that I want, okay, well, I'll do it. But you find there aren't people who put things in place because it's the right thing to do, because it will actually help protect you in the event of a fire or an incident in your house, or in your small business, or even in your large business. And that's what we want to try to promote throughout this week.
All right. So we've got some items on the desk, and I want you to tell our viewers what it is, what they are actually, and how we get into how they're used in a little bit.
Sure. So these are your average fire extinguishers. So we have different sizes. There are different types. But firstly, I should explain there are different classes of fires.
Right.
So there's A, B, C, D, and K.
Right.
So A would be your typical things: paper, wood, cloth, those kind of things that would cause a fire. B would be your flammable liquids, paints, methylated spirits, things that you would have around the house, flammable liquids. And then C would be electrical fires. D would be flammable metals like magnesium, zinc, those kind of things. And then K would be your large kitchen fires, your cooking fires, your things for like your animal stock, your fatty things that would oil and things like that. Yeah. Now, from that, you'll be able to appreciate that the most common fires that you get in a house will be A, B, and C.
Right.
So that's what these average fire extinguishers would tackle. So you'd see on the side here, and most fire extinguishers on the side would tell you what type of fires they're classified to fight.
Right.
So this is what you would call a ABC dry chemical fire extinguisher. So it has a powdered chemical in it, and then these are different sizes of it. So all of these would be able to tackle ABC fires.
Right.
ABC fires. So, and then of course the different sizes would be for different applications. So this is your 5-pound ABC, which would be more recommend for your average size house.
Right.
Depending on the size, you might want 1 or 2. That probably in place like your kitchen, probably in a hallway. If you have a 2-story house, one upstairs, one downstairs. This would be for probably your larger vehicles. If you have a maxi or a goods vehicle or something like that. A truck or something like that, correct. You could have this, and then this would be probably for your car. Now, it's important to note that fire extinguishers are really designed to tackle fires in their initial and early stages.
Right.
If you have your house or even your car that's engulfed in flames, this isn't going to do much. So it's actually, designed to, if you forget a pot on the stove with oil and, you see the pot on fire, okay, yeah, grab your fire extinguisher and you can get going. If your kitchen is engulfed, you grab your kids and you get going.
That's right. That's right.
So you have to understand, you have to be able to discern what and how you could tackle the fires, and when it's safe to do so and when it's safe to not do so.
Right. Got it. All right, and we also have...
Yes, and then we have the smoke detector, which is designed... This is what we call a standalone smoke detector. So actually it's called a smoke alarm, because this detects the smoke and gives a notification at the same time. There are other detectors that you'll probably find hooked up to systems that would be connected to a panel, and then the panels would be connected to bells or strobes or horn strobes. And, it'll be a little bit more of a complicated process. This is just a simple standalone device, battery operated, that is very easy to install and very easy to use around your homes.
Right. So hot air rises, so we appreciate that it must be placed high.
It must be placed high. It should be ideally be placed above, facing downwards.
Right.
So that it captures the smoke, and once it goes in the chamber, it will activate, and then you'll be notified.
All right. Now, this should have been a segment for some giveaways here. Where is the best place to put your smoke detector or your fire alarm? And before you respond, a lot of persons put it in the kitchen.
Exactly.
Is the kitchen the best place to put it?
The kitchen is not the best place for a smoke detector. There are heat detectors, that you can put in your kitchen, because again, kitchen is probably the most common area for a fire in a house, for fires to develop. So you still want to have some kind of protection, but when you're cooking, naturally you would have smoke. And how the smoke detector works, once there's smoke, it will be set off. So people put their smoke detectors in the kitchen and constantly, oh, this thing is annoying, and then eventually take it off or take it down. But we have standalone heat detectors, same thing, battery operated, but instead of detecting smoke, if there's a rapid rise in the temperature of the room, that will be consistent with a fire, then it's engaged, but not by smoke or anything to that extent. The smoke detectors are best used probably in like your bedroom, in a corridor, and in some areas like that, areas that may not always be occupied, but are prone to fires. So you might leave something plugged in your bedroom, and then there might be a smoke. The smoke detector will pick it up even if you're not in the room, and it will alert you, hey, something is happening here.
Get to it quickly.
Yeah.
All right. So give us an idea of how this
right.
works.
So it's actually again, NFPA would have done a lot of research into how sounds that alert people, because it's even supposed to wake you up from your sleep. So this is how it sounds. It's not a normal sound. I would have put in some.
It's an annoying sound.
It's an annoying
that
sound.
will wake you up.
It would wake you up, because they actually would have done a lot of research into what sounds would alert people, and how the brain works, and how psychology and things like that work, and because and you're sleeping, you would not, if there's
something
sound,
to put you back to sleep.
Yeah, if it sounds like a phone ringing, then you might take it on. But something that's annoying, something that really gets into your brain, or something that really alerts you. So that's how it functions.
Most definitely. Now, more than that, how can persons contact you? Because for persons out there with their own homes, their businesses, and even if you have a rental apartment, at the end of the day, you want to safeguard you want to keep you safe, you want to keep your family safe.
Exactly.
So the onus is upon you to ensure that you've got one of these.
Yes.
So how can persons contact you?
So persons can contact us at our office. We're based in Trinidad and have a location here in Tobago. And we also have a location in Guyana. So our PBX number, I guess, would be 231-3350, and you can get either Trinidad or Tobago from that number. You could also get our Tobago office directly at 387-1443, or you can email us info@coolessl.com. And we actually, I forgot to mention as well, when we were contacted by the fire services, what they asked us to do was to put on different specials for the population. They asked different safety companies to do it. So we took up the mantle, and we're actually offering a special where we are offering 1 5-pound fire extinguisher and 3 smoke detectors for a price of $499.
That's a steal.
Now, if one of these would cost about, give or take, $100 plus VAT. One of these would cost about $300. So you do the math, and you can tell how good a deal that is.
I think we already did.
So it's actually a pretty good deal, but it's only it's for Fire Prevention Week, which ends tomorrow. So
that's not helping, Christoph. That's not helping.
So feel free to contact us, and we will be happy to help out the population, because in the business that we're in, it's not just about making money or making a profit. What we do really saves lives, so we want to be able to put in things into place to help people help themselves. It's not enough just to say, oh, well, God is good.
That's right.
And you find so many people doing that. And in addition to that, it's also important to maintain the equipment, because sometimes people just buy it and put it there. So your smoke detectors, it's actually self-maintainable. You just there's a test button, and it actually says it on the detector. You can just press it once a week just to make sure that it's still functional, that you're hearing the noise. So that's easily done. The fire extinguishers, it's recommended that you bring it in to a certified professional to have it tested at least once every 6 months. But in your household, you can get away with once a year. In your vehicles as well, but for commercial use, once every 6 months is recommended, the recommended interval for maintenance and testing and making sure that it's functional.
Okay.
What we find is that that unlike your air conditioner or your telephone, this is something that you don't want to find out that it's not working or that it's faulty when you need to use it.
That's right. But very quickly here, Christoph, show us how we can use it, because we have it. Some persons have it, but they don't know how to use it. So it looks good, it's there, and you feel safe knowing that it's there, but you don't know how to use it.
It wouldn't activate on its own.
No.
so I'll use this one. So it's actually pretty easy. You just remember there's an acronym, PASS. So PASS. So there's a pull pin here, which is a safety mechanism.
Right.
So you just pull out that pin. That's P, pull. So you aim. Some extinguishers will come with a hose. Some would not, like this.
Right.
You aim. Now the aim step, you aim the hose at the base of the fire.
Right.
Some people
not at the flames.
Yeah, some people aim at the flames. Well, that's where it is. That's where it is. No, you aim at the base of the fire, where there's the fuel of the fire.
Right.
Because of course you wanna compress that. And then, of course, while you're aiming as well, different extinguishers have different reaches. It could be as little from 1.8 to about 6 meters, depending on the size of the extinguisher, which will give you the potency. So, for instance, this one tells you to stand up 2 meters, and that will tell you how far away from the fire, because you don't want to go right up to the fire and risk harming yourself. So this one says 2 meters. The different ones will tell you how far. And you aim at the base of the fire. So that's A. Squeeze. You squeeze the trigger. And then you sweep, because you don't just want to point at one point. You sweep
so it's
end to end.
Motion.
Yeah.
Right.
So you pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. Pass. PASS.
You see, I can almost be, never mind.
Yes. So, and it's pretty simple to do. I would have liked to do a live demonstration, but it gets very messy, with the dry chemical.
Next time around. But for those viewers out there who, because Christoph mentioned that Fire Prevention Week ends tomorrow, so you have between today and tomorrow. So I want you to remind them when you go that you only saw it on Tobago Updates today. So, if you talk really nicely, maybe they'll give you an extension and give you some time to get in on that special, okay?
Yeah. If you call and place an order today, then we could always keep it for you or extend this special for you.
That's right. So call today and place the order. Yes. All right. Christoph, thank you so much for being with us this morning. And again, that theme for Fire Prevention Week is
Fire won't wait, plan your escape.
And that's very true. Fire won't wait. It happens anytime, unfortunately. All right, and you want to ensure that your life is saved and that your family's life is saved as well. All right, so thank you again for being with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so viewers, lots more coming up on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. So remember, share the live, share the live, share the live.
We are rubber we need for good we are plenty bacchanal. Hate to see people stressing. Them kind of thing that get me mad when they see I lose it. It's for the love of carnival.
Mamai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. In this segment, viewers, we are chatting with Richard Kerr, Tobago recording artist. We're in the season. It's Tobago Carnival 2022. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, sir. How are you this morning?
Doing good, doing good. How are you?
Well, I'm fair to find. Doing a lot better this year.
All right, excited and ready for the season ahead, Ria.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I want to start by asking here, give us an idea, because, folks just know the little boy from Tobago. Just give them a taste, give them an idea of what the journey has been like for you, where you came from.
Well, I was a young guy that went to the school, Roxborough Secondary. Right, I represented in the school for a very long time. My journey really started from Sunday school, and it started officially.
Which Sunday school? Because there's Sunday
it was
school,
Lance for me.
and then there's church Sunday school.
I always thought it was Buku Sunday school.
Which Sunday school?
Well, I will have to specifically identify this one. This is the Lance for me Spiritual Mount Olive Baptist Church.
Right, yes. Sunday school.
Yes, that's where I really started singing. I have to be honest about that. And I represented my school for a period of over 5 years, and after I left school, I went out to the road one day. They had, just before I left school in the 5th form, they had a little concert going there, and there was Jackie Johnson performing out there with the president and all that, and I sang out there, and the president carried me on lunch, and after that, I saw this band and I really wanted to sing with this band, so I joined Jackie Johnson XL. After, to make a long story short, I joined Jackie Johnson XL. And then I left Jackie Johnson XL after a couple of years, and I took a trip to England where I had a little rough ups and downs with the music industry, Came back home, did a lot of performances. I don't know if you can remember the band Destiny that was with David and Lord with Fire Fusion, right? And we established some songs and we did a few performances. We even started doing the hotels on a regular basis. Right. Then I gave it a rest. I got into an accident, to be honest. I damaged the mouth. So it took me a while to regain the
Interesting
speech.
that the mouth is what you damage when that is your talent.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So it slowed me down for a while. So I decided to go back into family life and, watch the kids grow. I had a few kids, watch the kids grow.
You just said a few. Right, we're not numbering them.
Not too much elaboration. But, thank God for them still, I could say. And, the journey was one of a rough one in Tobago, being that the platforms to really launch from and the facilitation of studios and all things, we had to really, the studios in Tobago, they had to kind of like update, so you could start bringing things from out of here that could really, hit the international market. And, it's been a while I've been out the game and I've been watching all the artists, for over a period of time. And I decided, look, whenever they bring this thing back home, I is going to start singing again. I am. Because I could remember the first Tobago Fest. It was one of quality and class. And we would never forget it. You know what I mean? So this one, I'm representing for the country, and bringing out a new song called The Bacchanal Man.
Yes.
I'm also a member of the Chuko, representing this year as a Calypsonian, singing a song called Don't Give Up on Your Children. So I'm going to be in the Calypso Monarch.
All right. Tell us a little bit, because we want to go into this song, the Bacchanal Man. Bacchanal is synonymous with the season. And just before we go into it, tell us very quickly about the Bacchanal Man.
Well, to be honest, anybody
anybody
that knows me, Tobago High, anybody that personally knows me, know I am a bacchanalist. Whether it comes to performances or it comes to the everyday living, you know what I mean? To get things done the right way, sometimes you have to step on a few toes. You know what I mean? And that's me. I don't settle for
So
mediocre.
it's not necessarily, being a bacchanalist is not necessarily a bad thing.
No, not all the time.
Right.
Yes. Sometimes people might not like you for the stance that you take in life, but sometimes you really have to, based on your progress.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice combination there. He making progress with the bacchanal.
Yes.
Let's not waste any more time. Let's not waste any more time. As we, you know what, we should probably wrap first.
Yes.
You know, to indicate to our viewers, we want to thank you so much for the continued love and support for the Tobago Updates morning show. It is Friday. It is Friday. And, you know, we look forward to seeing you on Monday. God's spare. We trust that you have a safe and enjoyable weekend, each and every one of you. It's Blue Food. Blue Food Festival happening on Sunday. And we're encouraging you, head out to the Blue Food. Head out to the Blue Food. All right?
And as we go, we say thank you to some of our sponsors very quickly here. Here, Sanctuary, Mateos. If you notice, viewers, I am wearing, I've got to put it up there. I am wearing my Mateos this morning. Okay, my Mateos today. So thank you so much again to some of our sponsors. And to...
Classic Cuts
we
by
can't forget
Akilan.
Classic.
Yes,
no.
most definitely. Classic Cuts by Akilan, located out there in Susuland. Connect with them on social media.
All right, so we see you on Monday, and it's over to some serious performance, viewers.
Yes.
So let's go.
We're going and get Ria kind of bacchanal.
Yay! I'm talking to the children today, and the parents of the children, most of all. Listen. A round of applause for the parents who stick it out till the end and stayed on the straight and the narrow. Even when things was kinda bent, put yourself on the shelf, forget party. No sin if I can't afford Nike. Gambling and me children them hungry. Start thief, now I blame everybody. You have to nurture, care and support them. If you say that you love your children, get to know the secrets about them. In the end they will be your closest friend. Don't you spare the rod, but don't you abuse them with the strength of God. You give them all that you've got and don't give up. Don't give up on your children. In the end, you must remember that it's you make them, oh yeah. Parents, don't give up. Don't give up on your children. Cause when they do what they do is all fingers pointing at you. Yeah, I bring it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, dance, hit, roll. Represent for the children. Listen. And teach them education is the key to keep them out of poverty. If you want to peak their ability, you have to reach out to their mentality. Because we know that they're young and they're restless. Sometimes they just really give we stress. Trouble till they're dead or in the penitentiary. A lot of mothers now holding their belly. But what you put in is what you will get out. Determination is what I'm talking about. No, until they're in the cemetery before you say I should have trained them properly. Don't you spare the rod, but don't you abuse them with the strength of God. You give them all that you've got and don't give up. Sing with me. Give up on the children. In the end, you must remember that is you make them, oh yeah. Parents, don't give up. Don't give up on the children. Cause when they do what they do is all fingers pointing at you. Bring it, bring it, bring it. Whoa, 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 yeah. Oh gosh, they're dancing on TV. Hey. Yeah, children. They like it, they like it. Listen, look. Preserve the right, black and white of this country, yeah. A generation together with a spirit and ready to achieve. And if we give them a chance to excel, don't neglect them, I'm sure they're gonna do well. They're your children, don't give up on them. Parents, don't give up on your children. In the end, you must remember that is you make them all, yeah. Parents, don't give up on your
Welcome
children.
to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Of course, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region. And with the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine, you were just enjoying some beautiful songs of our soca music right here in Tobago. Now, we're getting into our GMT show this morning. We're going to get started with our news in 90 seconds. So, first up, the Innovative Democratic Alliance wants the Tobago House of Assembly to urgently treat the rising crime situation. While the IDA acknowledges that the THA does not have direct control over national security, it believes some actions can still be taken. The party called on the THA to lobby the national security arms and collaborate closely before the crime situation gets out of control. With Carnival fast approaching, the IDA wants the THA to develop a strategy to ensure safety during festivities. Tobago has recorded 8 murders for the year, and is also experiencing a rise in gun-related offenses. Now, turning to some other news, 4 more areas were commissioned at the Roxborough Hospital. Secretary of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, Dr. Faith B. Israel, stated that new services bring them closer to establishing a 24-hour hospital in Roxborough. The new services are an inpatient pharmacy and pharmacy services, alcohol bond, which is an area to store all flammable liquids, an oxygen concentrator, and a mortuary. With the availability of these services, Roxborough Hospital can now offer inpatient services. In April, the division began rolling out hospital services at the newly constructed facility. And finally, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley accused the THA of discriminating against Tobago contractors for projects on the island. It is a view shared by the Tobago Council of the PNM. Speaking at the constituency meeting in Dago Martin, Dr. Rowley said there was preferential treatment for Trinidad contractors over their Tobago counterparts. He added that after the THA got $300 million in allocation from the national budget for its development, they gave it all away to Trinidadian contractors. Rowley also urged supporters to be wary of the decision they make at the polls in any election, particularly with the PNM's upcoming internal elections, where he will be vying for a 3rd term as political leader. Using the PDP as an example, Dr. Rowley said that after winning 14 seats in the THA elections, the party descended into confusion. And that was your news in 90 seconds. Now, moving on straight into our conversations this morning. Now, you heard about the pullout of Virgin Atlantic flights, and to give us a bit of perspective of what's happening there and, just what's going on the ground and why Virgin Atlantic has pulled out of our airlift, we have the president of the Tobago Hotel and Hospitality Association, Tobago Hotel THTA, Mr. Chris James. Good morning and welcome to you. So how are you doing?
Good morning, Candice, and good morning, Tobago.
All right, great. So we're hearing this news now. Virgin Atlantic is pulling out of Tobago. What's the word on the ground as to what's happening?
Okay, well, firstly, let me correct that statement. It was the Tobago Tourism Agency that requested that we do not continue the contract with Virgin Airlines. The contract had become so expensive, it really was not a good return on investment, and it should probably have been done a number of years ago. The kind of money we're spending with Virgin and the number of arrivals to the island was very poor when you compare it with something like British Airways, which is actually of less cost and providing much more customer arrivals.
It's in there that we should have pulled out a long time ago because the numbers were not that great. Is it that we were not doing enough with Virgin Atlantic, not working closely enough with them to get persons on those airplanes over to Tobago?
The marketing is being reconfigured now as the new board sits in place. But don't forget, Candice, we've had problems with Virgin for a long time. They wanted a VIP lounge, if you remember, a number of
Yes.
years ago. So there's all sorts of problems that we've had with Virgin over the years. But their cost structure, the way they work, many of the hotels could not even compete with some of the rates that they wanted compared with British Airways, where we get better rates. So there's been a challenge for a number of years. They haven't closed the door. The same thing happened in St. Lucia. They pulled out of St. Lucia and within a couple of years came back. But at the moment, the money can be better spent elsewhere. And also, we want to diversify our airlift. We can't depend too much on the UK. The UK market is actually down 15% in the region.
No,
As you may know, there are a number of problems in the UK, devaluation of the pound and economic problems. So we need to focus. We've got the Condor flight coming back. We've got a very good marketing plan for Condor, and we're working with British Airways to get even a better marketing plan with them so we can get bigger returns from those.
Certainly. And so does this mean also that the clients that the people that typically fly with Virgin Atlantic, are they at are they a higher spend visitor?
No, it's the opposite, Candice. They have, in the Tobago context, the kind of rates they were requiring the hotels to give were actually lower than the British Airways rates. So it just wasn't working as a destination to continue that contract. So that can be corrected over time. We can work with them more. But at the moment, let's focus on British Airways, getting those flight numbers even more. The arrivals were chalk and cheese. I mean, basically, the arrivals on British Airways were 10 times as many as Virgin. And it's better to concentrate and use the money wisely and focus on a better, even better marketing plan with British Airways and with Condor and with the JFK flight from New York than it is to continue flogging a dead horse with Virgin. And let's see how that progresses in time to come, because it's as I say, they haven't closed the door. The discussions were very amicable. So it's work we need to do, and we're doing it.
And now you mentioned Condor is coming back. What other flights are we looking at that will return to our space in the near future, especially from that UK Europe market?
Well, we're going to get 2 flights from British Airways, Mondays and Fridays, from the end of this month. And then we're going to get the 1 flight a week from Condor. So that's good. We've also got the JFK from New York. The USA market is the high-spending market, and we've got to focus on that. And we really need to sort out this challenge with the in-transit desk, because there are many empty seats going into Trinidad that we could benefit from. But it seems to be an unsolvable problem with the in-transit desk. But we have to solve that problem, because that is the only way we're going to prove to the USA carriers that we have a growing demand. There is a growing demand from niche sectors from the USA, the dive, the birdwatching, those kind of sectors. So we need to focus on that. We're also in talks with other airlines, which we can't go into now, but hopefully very soon we can announce some more airlines coming. We also have the 2 ATR flights from Barbados, and I've just come back from Puerto Rico Marketplace, and there's some interest in those flights, bringing people directly to Tobago from Barbados. So, we've got to use the money wisely that we have to maximize the return on investment.
All right. And then what I'm also hearing from you, it seems as though people are we're looking at markets other than the UK right now, and that doesn't have to do directly with what's happening with the economy across there?
No, I've always said, Candice, you may remember, it is much better to have 5 originating destinations. My wish list would be the UK, Germany, Scandinavia, Canada, and the USA. Because there are always going to be problems in other parts of the world, the originating destinations. And what you do, if you have those 5 originating destinations, if, for instance, the problem in the UK with a 20% reduction in the value of the pound, which is going to make it more expensive for the UK people to come here, then you switch some of that marketing to the German market, which is not having as bad a time as the UK. So that's why you need the 5 originating destinations. And it's something you have to watch daily. I mean, this is something you can't just rely on. You have to watch the international news. That is why we have overseas reps, to give us all the intelligence we need to work on. But that's what I would wish for, is to have those 5 originating destinations, and that's what we're working towards.
Now, before the pandemic, we had the Sunwing flight from Canada. Are we going to be able to see that flight return, or are we looking at another carrier to bring Canadians across here?
Ideally, I mean, Sunwing is complicated because they have their own problems. Sunwing themselves have their own problems. It has to be noted there is a worldwide shortage of pilots and crew. So that's a challenge as well. That is a major challenge. But that Sunwing, which is owned by Blue Diamond Resorts, is also having challenges, and they have not returned to a number of islands in the region. I would prefer to get an Air Canada or something if it's possible. So we're working on all of these things, and as soon as we've got any announcements to make, we can come back and talk to you. But yes, we need to get. It's better to get these legacy carriers if we can, because it's a bigger spread on the ground when they come to Tobago. They're not so dependent. Someone was very dependent on the travel agent side of things, the tour operating side, so they were linked to only a number of hotels. So lots of work to do, Candice, but it's not all bad news. I don't want people to think this is all bad news. We're doing very well with British Airways. We can do even better. We could maximize, even though there was a reduced number of people coming from the UK to the region, we can maximize those numbers. It's a 50% drop. We've still got 85% of people willing to travel. So we can put more money into marketing with British Airways, which has had a greater return for us. So it's a sensible use of the funds.
Right, great. I want to thank you so much, Mr. James, for being on with us and just putting this whole thing into perspective, because of course we know it was out there that perhaps the THA was doing something wrong where Virgin Atlantic is concerned. And from what you're saying, that this was a decision that should have been taken a long time ago, and then we just need to rework the marketing to see if we can appeal to those visitors that come via the Virgin Atlantic route.
Excellent, Candice. Thank you very much, and good morning to everyone.
All right, thank you so much again. All right, viewers, now we're turning over to the Secretary of Health, Dr. Faith B. Israel. As I mentioned in the news earlier, we have more services being offered at the Roxborough Hospital. And I know Dr. Faith B. Israel is smiling about that this morning. So a special good morning and welcome to you. How are you doing?
Good morning. I am great this morning. So again, one slight correction. What we had over the last couple of days was an official handover of key areas, physical spaces within the hospital, and that would allow us to expand the services that we offer. So those key areas, physical spaces, include the pharmacy. So it's the inpatient pharmacy and the storage. So where we store the excess stuff. The alcohol bond, which you rightly indicated is a space where we place all of the flammable liquids and so forth. The oxygen concentrator, which is critical because that is necessary to fill the oxygen tanks that we can use in the hospital, but we can also use in other spaces, so we can transport them to other facilities, possibly even have external individuals have their tanks filled. And we also have the mortuary, which is the fourth space that officially handed over, and these areas were late in handing over because they required what we call variation. Now, I'm learning in the Tobago House of Assembly space within contracts and so forth that variations mean we've spent additional money because they were either not a part of the original plan or had to be changed because for whatever reason. So these are 4 areas that had to be modified, had to be changed, had to be updated. The pharmacy area, for example, we had to change that so that we can actually get the licensing to allow us to open the pharmacy and so forth. So those are the 4 areas that are now available, and because those areas are now available, we can expand the services that are available at Roxborough.
So when can we see those services operationalized?
Right. So again, it is one of those moving targets, and I have learned over the last 10 months to not necessarily give timelines, because my timelines always differ from what actually happens on the ground. But let me say what has already happened. One, we know we have the outpatient clinics that are there. We now also have, and this is something that Dr. Duke announced in the footage that we sent out, we also have accident and emergency, so the actual A and E part of the facility is now open, and that is now open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Again, let me make it clear. If you need A&E services on the weekends, you still cannot get that at the hospital just yet. It's only Monday to Fridays from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. But we have a cadre of young, up and coming doctors and so forth that are there that are doing a great job. Doctors, nurses, the entire works that's doing a great job. We need to continue the process of hiring some of the specialists that are required to actually have all of the inpatient services. So that process is currently happening at the TRHA, where all of the specialists are being interviewed and they're waiting for their contracts and so forth. I am hoping that within a month or so we would be able to say, yes, we have inpatient services available at the hospital, but I said that several months ago and it has not happened yet because we've had all of these delays with like the pharmacy area and that kind of thing. So it is one of those things that, when we are ready, we will make an official announcement, but we are now one step closer to that being a reality.
What other handing over, what are spaces that you guys need to be able to acquire in order to have that hospital as a 24-hour serviced hospital?
Well, right now, what we really need is the personnel to get it running. We do have the spaces that are available. We've gone through the process of modifying quite a bit of it to ensure that it meets the minimum standards required by the chief pharmacist, for example, and so forth. So right now, what we are working on is really getting the people, the manpower to then roll out these services. And hopefully that happens within the next couple of weeks and we can do that within the next month or so.
And then what does this mean also for the people up in the east? Now you have access, you will have access in short order for, inpatient services, for the mortuary and things like that. What does it do for healthcare in the east?
Well, it actually provides quality healthcare. We've been getting compliments from individuals who are in Roxborough or Speyside also, and instead of having to come all the way down to town, not even to town, but to Signal Hill, they are getting really good quality care at the Roxborough Health Facility, which is an amazing space. It's an amazing feat for the people of the East. And we also recognize that over the last couple weeks or weekends, we've been having really, really heavy rains. We've been seeing all of those landslides and so forth happening. But we were fortunate enough to have a health facility in the East so that if anything happened and the East was cut off from the West, in essence, we could still provide the kind of care that is necessary for those living on that side. So it's an opportunity to bring quality healthcare, but it's also an opportunity to bring back activities to the East, because we now have, for example, the doctors and nurses and so forth who are working in Roxborough. They are now trying to find apartments in Roxborough, in the neighboring villages. They now have to eat in the area. They now have to recreate in the area. So the entire area develops because we now have this kind of activity that resounds in economic activity as well for the neighboring community. So it's a benefit all around.
And I know since over the past few months, you guys have been offering some outpatient services in terms of dialysis and that sort of thing. Now, how has that services, how has it been?
Those have actually been going very well. Every month we see the reports, and there are more and more patients asking to be transferred because they were originally in the clinics in Scarborough, and now they want to move to Roxborough, or the new patients that are coming in because they walked in and we realized they now need to be part of a clinic. So those numbers have actually been going up significantly. It's important to note also that the cataract surgeries that we will start very, very soon, those actually are also going to happen at the Roxborough Health Facility because the facility is there and is able to provide that kind of service. So again, it's an overall benefit for the people in the East, but I would say a benefit for all of Tobago.
I thank you so much, Dr. Faith B. Israel, for being with us and giving us a little perspective on what's happening in Roxborough. And we need to do a second edition of that tour of the Roxborough Hospital.
Yes, certainly. When we are ready for, when we are finally at the point of saying yes, the entire facility is open, we would definitely invite you guys to come back to do another tour.
Hopefully, we'll be the first ones that you give that to. All right, I want to thank you so.
Certainly.
All right, great. I want to thank you so much, Dr. Faith B. Israel, for giving us a perspective on what's been happening at the Roxborough Hospital. Some great things rolling out soon, and like she said, we're one step closer to having a 24-hour hospital up there in the east. And I know all you residents up there in the east, you are so excited about this. You know, after many years of calling and clamoring for such a facility, it's almost ready for you, almost ready. All right, viewers, so we have to take a quick break, and when we come back, we get into some more conversations.
Wake up with Candace and Denise. Let's go.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
I said I can't wait for Tobago in October.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Roxanne Hepburn, the Managing Director of La Marche Parfait des Spas. And now guess what? We're in Tobago and we are so excited to serve Tobago.
La Marche Parfait des Spas Tobago will be open to the public from Monday the 5th. Some of the services that you can access would be infrared body steam, spa parties, body treatments, massages, pedicures, manicures, waxing, carbiation, radio, and lipo slimming and cellulite wrap treatment. We are located at number 1 Main Road, Barrington's Court, Bonaccord Village.
Rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago. And you know, folks, when I start to perk up and when I start to get off that main set, it's because it's about something exciting, something fun. and today is something delicious. Now we are speaking with Miss Dixie and Daniel from Slice Twice. I should say it twice. Slice Twice.
Good morning.
Good morning and welcome to you. Okay, so Slice Twice. Tell me about that name first of all.
Okay, the name came about by just trying to write down numerous names to start the business, and then with several trials and errors, pass it through family, and one day like my brother just came up and said, you know what, Slice Twice, and then I ran it through other friends and families and they agreed with the name, so it was a very catchy name. So I stick with it, registered it, and here I am for today.
And of course, when you say Slice Twice, that means that means the product is so good that you don't just take one piece, you take two.
Yes,
and three and
sometimes
four.
3 and 4 because it's so much flavors to choose from.
Yes. And then you have a special cheesecake. I mean, one of the things that you do is cheesecakes,
Yes.
right? So tell me about that first of all, like getting into that business of just creating cheesecakes that are special to Tobago.
So I am an avid lover of cheesecake, so it just started out like a mini project at YTEP, but at the same time I wanted to know how to learn how to bake cheesecake, so I just Googled on YouTube a recipe, tweaked it from there, and just gave to friends and families to just taste, and then persons was like, you should just do a business on it. I did my research, how pertinent it is to like have something like this mainly about cheesecake, if persons would gravitate towards just coming to buy cheesecake alone, because you have cakes and pastries, but I never really see a wide variety of cheesecake on a daily basis. So I said, you know what, I would go venture into this field, this arena, and just tweak flavors, going along, try new flavors, listen to my customers' feedback. And today I have red mango cheesecake.
Yes. So I mean, we're gonna get into that. I mean, actually, you should probably hold it up and just show our viewers what we're talking about. We could probably open it up a little bit. We'll just wait for the cameraman to come, folks. This is something wonderful. I mean, I know I need to go and taste this, right? So we're gonna get zoomed in. So tell me about this. Is red mango cheesecake? This is different. This is new.
Yes, so I saw the idea from Zip's Ice Cream in 2019 at TIC when I was a participant there, and Zip's Ice Cream was also a participant there. I certainly was like, wow, mixing the sweet and the salty together, but it tastes really great. I said one of these days I would try it. Now in 2022, I said let me try it, and then I contacted I bought some red mango, from Tom Tom's confectionery. So I just mixed the both together, and so far it has been a hit. I have to be baking every day to replenish the shelves because persons really love the flavor. They love the little hints of red mango pieces inside of it while they're getting the same cheesecake flavor.
Now, somebody needs to hand me a spoon or a fork so I can taste. Yes. But in the meantime, now I noticed something that you said, that you've been collaborating with a lot of our local confectionaries here, a lot of our local entrepreneurs to make this happen. What's been that like, just to be able to connect with our people?
Easy process, it wasn't hard. I just contacted Shanice from Tom Tom. I said, this is the amount I need. Go ahead, bought it. And then I also have ginger nut cake, so I also bought a couple of that too to make for the cheesecake. Well, that is also another hit, the ginger nut cake. So it has been an easy process. Persons have been gravitating. I've been, buying stuff also from other local businesses to incorporate in the cheesecake. So it has been an easy process for me. It wasn't hard at all.
All right. And what other types of cheesecake do you do?
So I have like alcoholic flavors. There would be Bailey's, amaretto, cherry brandy. Christmas is coming up, so there's a cherry brandy. There's tiramisu. Other than that, there's the bubble gum stuffed crust goodie. That's where I do a cheesecake, and it's stuffed with the goodie cakes at the bottom. There is like soursop mango, so I have soursop currently, but that's kind of seasonal, so it's very hard to get soursop. It's mango, passion fruit, those types of flavors readily available.
And now I'm going to put a little plug in here for just for myself. I mean, I am just a lover of chocolate. Do you do anything chocolate related, even if it's connected with some of our local chocolate makers?
Yes, I do chocolate cheesecake, but that's mostly based on like orders. So I don't have it readily available in the store on an everyday process because you know sometimes people don't really like chocolate lovers.
I don't know. I mean, those people are strange as far as I am concerned. I don't think we do enough chocolate stuff here in Tobago, but that's all right. So you know, you said you have a store.
Yes.
Where is your store located?
Sherwood Park Extension, Canby. So it's the sign is at the beginning of the street, so you can't miss it. So I'm located 5 buildings down inside the street on your left-hand side. So the store was readily open this year, May 14th of this year, to be exact.
And you know, how has that been like since you've opened? You know, I mean, of course, coming out of the pandemic and so on. Like, has business been going good?
Yes, great reviews. Persons from Trinidad, persons who were visiting like from other countries have been finding the store because they heard about it, they seen the Facebook ads, the Instagram ads. So it has been going good thus far, I would say.
All right, well, we need to go to a quick break and then we'll be right back.
Okay, no.
Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates. Na, 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 na. Good morning, Tobago. Na, 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 na. Wake up with
Good morning, Tobago. Yes, we are continuing our conversations with Miss Dixie and Daniel of Slice Twice. And I should say it twice because it's Slice Twice. I'm having a lot of fun with the name if I can't tell.
See, it's catchy.
And before then, we apologize for the technical glitch. But before we went to that break, now we were speaking about where your store was located and, you know, just how business has been going for you, just being able to start off. You know, what's been the reactions of people that come to your store and partake and have a piece of your cake, which I'm going to get into in a little bit.
When they enter the store, it's like their first reaction, oh my god, there's too many slices or flavors to choose from. And it just be there for a while, about 20 minutes, trying to choose flavor or flavors. So it has been going great so far. Persons are gravitating towards the name, gravitating towards cheesecake, because I had a lot of reviews. They never liked cheesecake, they hated cheesecake, but when they tasted mine, it's like they have a change of mind and they really love it. So every week I have customers, they come every week, some of them twice a week. I have no problem.
I mean, of course, I mean, like I said, your name is really awesome as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you.
But I mean, when you're looking at even taking your product outside, are you getting interest there where that's concerned?
Yes. So persons, like when they're going back to say the US, they tend to freeze it because they want to carry it to family members, because they compare it to other cheesecake businesses out there, and they said, yes, mine's like top class, same, you know, same on the same level as those out there. So yes, I've been exploring the fields of like whether or not, you know, I can do like in the future exporting.
Great.
So yes.
Now viewers, I mean, this is the best part of the show where Candace gets to taste stuff. And something as awesome as, okay, so again, so for the viewers who are just joining in, just give them an tell them a little bit about this red mango cheesecake.
So the red mango cheesecake, right? So it has red mango pieces inside mixed along with the cream cheese. So every bite or piece you take, it have to get a piece of red mango in it, so it's not overpowering.
Oh my god, this is really good.
And creaminess.
I have to bite twice because it's also sliced twice. This is really good stuff. Viewers, Her name says it all, Slice Twice. You need to go and get connected with her. And how can people get connected with you?
So I'm on Instagram and Facebook as Slice Twice, and my number is 789-5327. So persons can call or WhatsApp the number. Our opening hours is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and on Saturdays 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sunday we are closed.
All right, great.
Yes.
I want to thank you so much, Dixie and Daniel, for bringing. First of all, for bringing this awesome piece of cheesecake for me, because Lord knows this just makes my morning happier and more exciting. Perhaps you should have been the first guest on to break me up earlier. But I mean, it's a wonderful way to, you know, celebrate your Friday.
True.
It's the end of the week. You know, oftentimes this is when, you know, when you're on a diet and you're taking the little cheat days and so on.
So I have customers that come in and say that same thing.
Right. So go on over to Slice Twice, have it twice, have it thrice, and go up the line. All right, so thank you so much for being on with us. And viewers, please don't go anywhere, because we'll be back right after this very quick break with more.
I'm Roxanne Hepburn, the Managing Director of La Marche Parfait Day Spa. And now guess what? We're in Tobago, and we are so excited to serve Tobago.
La Marche Parfait Day Spa Tobago will be open to the public from Monday the 5th. Some of the services that you can access will be infrared body steam, spa parties, body treatments, massages, pedicures, manicures, waxing, carviation, radio, and lipo slimming and cellulite wrap treatment. We are located at number 1 Main Road, Barrington's Court, Bonaccord Village.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Tobago, and of course I'm still enjoying that Slice Twice cheesecake, and I might want to have another go at it. But we need to turn over now to Justice, this lovely young lady that's right here in front of me, and she is one of the soca artists within our space. Folks, we have so much talent, so much going on within the soca space here in Tobago, and it's been our pleasure to keep highlighting these people on our shows. So a special good morning and welcome to you.
Hi, good morning. Thank you.
So tell me about yourself. Who is Justice?
Well, Justice is I have no idea how to describe Justice, because Justice is a goofy person, funny person, quiet person. It just depends on the mood, you know.
And how long have you been in soca, in the soca music?
Well, I had a song 2017, then I took a long break, and then I came out with a new song. So 2017 to 2022, 5 years. Break.
And what got you involved in it?
Well, long time. I used to go live on Facebook, and somebody happened to see me and they wanted me to sing a song. So I went and I did it, and it blew up, I think, kinda. Right, that's on YouTube as Lurking, Justice Lurking. And then I went through some stuff. So I took a long break, and then I came out back with a good song.
I mean, and of course, it seems that you come out in time for the Tobago Carnival. I mean, was that any coincidence? Was that planned? You know, what inspired you to come out again and try your hand at soca?
Not planned. I went to the Stone Tower studio, was to do something for a friend, backups, and I heard the beat and I loved the beat. I was like, well, yeah, boy, I can really jump on this beat. So I told my friend to, you know, hook me up with the producer, and did my thing after that.
And then tell me about that process of you know, getting into the studio and coming up with your songs, you know, with the writing process. You know, describe that for me.
Right, so what I do, right, he forwarded the information to me, meaning the track. What I did was continuously listen it over. You know, you need your, well, I used my phone. I didn't put pen to paper. I put my eye to my phone and my fingers. Right, so listen over the beat countless times, and you know, once it come out, you had to jot it down one time because I doesn't remember most of everything. So that's what I did.
Mm-hmm. And then, you know, being able to come out, like we have like over 40 people in Tobago that are soca artists. What's it been like, you know, coming out and being part of that number and trying to make your name within that space?
Well, I mean, so far it's been good. Ain't perform yet. Ain't perform the song yet, but I will be performing at Barcode tomorrow night.
Right. So what I mean, it's are there other events that you're going to be performing at for this season?
Right. I'm not sure yet.
Okay. And then what are your plans for going ahead in the future? Like, do you see yourself trying to even contest the International Soca Monarch?
That's a good question because I am a very shy person. But we will see what goes on.
Okay, and then tell me about your song.
Well, you know, we were locked down for a very long time. COVID, right? And then how you go just take away the carnival. So I miss carnival. That's basically what the song is about. Just miss it. I miss tripping down the road, you know, everybody miss the vibes, you know. So we outside, we going down.
Mm-hmm. And then what are your expectations now for Carnival in Tobago? Seeing that we're having our own carnival, it's getting, you know, things are starting to happen on the island. What are your expectations?
For everybody to just enjoy, you know. We are fun people, you know, we're not mean people. We just want to go out there and just have a good time. Everybody just have a good time. Just let loose. Everybody stressed from work, financial issues. Now is the time to just, yeah man, and just jump up behind the truck and then.
Alright. Now, so viewers, you hear a little music in the background. I know you're wondering what is this song about? What's the name of the song?
Justice Go Down Low.
Justice Go Down Low. So we're going to get into it. She's going to give us a little bit of a performance. Of course, you know, you could catch her. But before we get into the song, let me, how can viewers connect with you and to find out more about your music and to just follow you?
Right, so on Facebook, I'm there as Justice Thomas. On YouTube, it's at Justice Official. On Instagram, it's Melanin Queen _Jussie. I'm not sure why they're not letting me change that. I have been trying. I have been trying. On TikTok, same as Justice Official 1998.
Alright, so viewers, there you have it. So you know how you can follow her and get connected with her, one of our young ones within our space. I mean, it's very excited to see all of these artists coming out and, you know, showing their talent. So now it's over to you to get into your song.
It's carnival, don't hold me back. All I know is carnival, all I know is carnival. 2 years are waiting, where the rum drinking. We don't want to stop the place, so we just get vibing. Turn up, we fetting, sundown still fetting. Know how long I trip down the road, that's me and I'm whining. Go down low, walk my bumper from left to right. Go down low, come move your body closer to mine. Go down low, bumper from left to right. Go down low, come move your body closer to mine. Right there, seeing you in the mood. You wanna wine and be a rude. Just give me attitude. Right there, seeing you in the mood. You wanna wine and be a rude. Just give me attitude. It's finally here. It's like a love affair. No behavior we having. All the stress we relieving. Only thing on my mind is to have a time in the middle of the road. Waistline at you, out of control, sick with the flow. Can you handle my waistline? Jumping up to the baseline, going until the sunrise. We going until the what? We going until we head nice. We going until the sunrise. Whoa. Go down low and walk my bumper from left to right. Go down low, come move your body closer to mine. Go down low and walk my bumper from left to right. Go down low, come move your body closer to mine. Right there. Seeing you in the mood. You wanna wine and behave rude. Give me attitude. Right there. Seeing you in the mood. You wanna wine and behave rude. Just give me attitude. My body is yearning, keep punching, I'm drinking, my bumper a rolling. Clear the way, come here for one thing. You know we balancing for certain. Clear the way, start whining, start jamming, start grinding. Just one time in, start whining, start jamming, start grinding. Just one time in. Go down low, walk my bumper from left to hey. Closer to mine. Go down low, walk my bumper from left to right. Go down low, come move your body closer to mine.
Alright viewers, this is how we're going to wrap up this morning's show. It's a Friday, viewers, so have a wonderful day and a safe weekend. We've got a lot happening in our space, and you can catch Justice tomorrow at Barcode. What time?
Not sure when it's starting, but make it a date and don't be late.
I love it. Make it a date and don't be late. So you're going to hear more from her. And again, please get connected with her on social media and support our local artists as we seek to develop soca within our space. All right, viewers. So have a wonderful weekend. And we'll be back with you again on Monday at 7 a.m.